The Associated Builders and Contractors have made it our mission to promote and preserve free enterprise and open, fair competition. We are continually striving to be the voice of the merit shop within the construction industry at both the state and national levels. ABC and Auburn University in Montgomery conducted a study to determine the economic impact of the construction industry in the state of Alabama. This information was then used to predict future growth. It was determined that the construction and construction support industries would continue to grow, but that action was needed to create a sustainable workforce.
Construction is fundamental because it provides the very basis of capital that companies need to function. For example, a utility company cannot exist without the presence of a construction company to build all those utility infrastructure necessary to go forward. So my report basically signified the fact that somewhere close to about 4 to 4.5% of all the activities in the state of Alabama are related directly to the construction. And that's a very, very large sort of the imprint of a sector of the economy.
The future of Alabama's construction industry is very strong. Overall, as a whole, I think Alabama is a hub for the Southeast and construction in general, just because of the major companies who have home offices and corporate offices here that are based out of. And on top of that, just the people in general in Alabama.
We have a work ethic that resides here and a culture of accountability. When we look across Central Alabama, the entire state of Alabama, just the leaders of the industry in our nation and in some cases the world reside here.
It's no secret that there's a trend of people moving to the Southeast from other places in the United States. You're seeing obviously a huge expansion in manufacturing here, and that is leading to opportunities for firms to be involved in some of the largest projects that the Southeast has ever seen. I don't see that trend changing.
I feel that we are very fortunate as an industry to be located in the state of Alabama with so much industry coming into our state and so many tradesmen that we have here, and the training that we have, and the opportunities for such as the Mercedes and other plants coming in, not only for the personnel but for the building processes. As you know, most of us here have been affiliated with some of these industries, whether it be Honda, Mercedes, any of the others. And so that's why Alabama is very important to the construction industry of the United States, actually.
Alabama's construction industry is, I've always said, is kind of a well-kept secret. People don't realize the world-class construction companies that we have in this state. For a state our size to have the construction presence that we have, and we export so much construction throughout the country and the world, the future of construction in Alabama is bright.
The commercial industry, construction industry, is one of those industries that never goes out, never stays silent for a long, long time. But it heals itself, it fixes itself, and it always grows in an economy which is as dynamic and as ever-changing as the U.S. economy. And given all the demographic factors, construction industry has no other place but to go up. There will be temporary hiccups, there will be temporary retreats, but the industry would always go forward, not with the same cast of characters, with different cast of characters, but always will thrive and will prosper.
The future of the construction industry looks very bright, and we are very excited to be a part of that future with ABC.
I think my dad had a tremendous sense of integrity and honesty and morality about the way he did business. Being part of the greatest generation going through World War II, he came out with a hard work ethic, but a very strong sense of believing in people. He was like the champion of the underdog. So he took a lot of men in that were boys, turned them into men, gave them careers, and made them into something special.
My granddad was definitely a man of high morals and was well known throughout the community. not just in the business world, but personally for his work that he did. He was a man of very high standards, and that translated into our business and into the work that he did. He was known for an excellence in the quality of work we performed. We were going to do things the right way, even if it took us longer, cost more money. We were going to do things the right way, and we were going to have a pride in the work that we performed and installed.
Gerald Acker, when he walked into a room, he commanded respect. People knew he was there, and he was bigger than life. He had a laughter and a demeanor that people enjoyed being around, and they respected him for his total being. And it was a kind of relationship that I always felt honored just to be in his presence.
He was a friend, a mentor to me. He played hard just like he worked hard. You know, he was an outdoorsman. We went on a lot of fishing trips, and several times, and he'd always entertain everything to the T. He had everything organized right, just like he did in his business. And if you ever did anything with him, he didn't leave nothing out. And he was just an honest and straightforward person, and I love being around him. And I wish he's still around, but anyway, he was a great person.
I think it's fitting for my grandfather to receive the Cornerstone Award because he was so instrumental, especially in this eastern part of the state, for transitioning from a union-based contractor to a merit-based outfit. He went through a very difficult time during that transition, and he persevered because he was committed and convinced that the merit shop style of construction was important for him, and important not just for this side of the state, but for the state of Alabama in general.
I think Gerald Acker would be considered a man and a leader among men. And I've always said he fought a lot of battles, and he won a lot of battles, and he won the war at the end to become a non-union company. I'd put him in a category somewhere between General George S. Patton and a Coach Paul Barrett Bryant.
I believe my dad's an excellent example of what the Cornerstone Award stands for. People who've made a difference in construction in Alabama. He hasn't built the biggest company or the far-reachingest in its geographical footprint, but I think Acker Electric symbolizes what's good in construction, particularly in the merit shop philosophy. He's built a company that stands on integrity, it stands on quality, it stands on being the best, not the biggest, but just trying to be the best, and see our customers realize that in the value they receive, seeing our employees realize that in the home that we make for them here. So I think no one exemplifies those standards and values that the Cornerstone Award represents more than Gerald Acker.
You know, Mr. Early is one of the lions of the mechanical contracting industry. Probably our last one of that generation that would not only mentor and befriend, you know, his employees, but his employees became his competitors, and he continued to mentor and be friends with them. And you know, that breed of person is just very rare. And so I would say he's probably one of our last lions.
The biggest impact he's had is his longevity and his reputation. He has got a stellar reputation for being a man of his word, standing behind the work he does, instilling those ethics into our employees, myself, you know, my children.
You know, when we talk about values and standards, he not only shows those in his personal life, but the values of honesty and integrity and delivering a good quality product for a fair price. You know, that's what he's about in his personal life, and that's what he's about here at Early Services.
Mr. Early is one of those guys that's just the salt of the earth kind of guy. You know, his integrity is always been unquestioned because anything Mr. Early ever told you happened. He's just a rare breed that our industry has benefited greatly because he's been a part of it.
His political impact is, I think, felt by everybody here, what he has put into going to Montgomery and speaking with politicians and working on behalf of not just ABC, but the industry as a whole to make things better for all of us.
He is tireless in his efforts to work for the construction industry and the betterment of it through, just overseeing and watching out for various legislation and helping legislation get passed that does help our industry.
For ABC North Alabama, we know we can always count on Jim Early and Early Services to be there to support not only our chapter, but the industry as a whole. He was a founding member of ABC here in the state of Alabama and of the North Alabama chapter, and he's been a constant for more than 20 years, just as somebody that we know, if we have issues, if we have concerns, he's one of those folks that we can go to, and we know we can always count on his support.
Feel the pride. That's what we try to develop in all of our people, is to feel the pride in what they do for a living in the first place, and feel the pride in what they do, what they leave behind, and feel pride in the industry, construction industry as a whole. A lot of people have play a part in building their community in one way or another, but we in the construction industry physically build our communities. You can take a lot of pride in that, riding down the street and seeing what you did 15 or 20 years ago, showing it to your children or your grandchildren or your great-grandchildren now. It's just pride that I feel in being a part of this industry, and I want to convey that to everybody in my organization and every organization we come into contact with.
For my dad to receive this award, the Cornerstone Award, I feel like that's one of the highest honors coming from his peers, and it just reiterates to all of us the dedication and devotion and the things that he has tried to instill in us, that is representative of who he is.
On behalf of Associated Builders and Contractors and Alabama Construction News, I have the honor to congratulate the two recipients that just received our 2016 Cornerstone Award. Why do we have two recipients this year? We've always had one. So the video and actually the people that just spoke before you are why we had two Cornerstone winners. What do I have to say about them? Quite a lot, and the guys have actually told me that I have to tone that down to a few minutes. So Mr. Early, what better guy could I ask for than to represent the free enterprise and the construction association in the state of Alabama? My memory of Mr. Early is we were going to Montgomery to talk about a piece of legislation. I pull into where we always park, where the governmental affairs guys always park. Mr. Early was already sitting there in his car and had driven from Huntsville to talk to the House and Senate about why ABC mattered and why free enterprise mattered. That's why we're recognizing Mr. Early tonight. And to the Acker family, what better guy to receive this award than Mr. Gerald Acker, or Snake, as I was told by him that I could call him. That was his local nickname. But Mr. Acker was actually my first member visit. So I did my homework as I always would and knew a lot about Acker Electric and was ready to talk about them because that's the kind of guy I am. I like to talk. Well, the tone of the meeting immediately changed and I could tell Mr. Acker was in charge of this meeting. So he leaned over his desk, as everybody knows he would do, and he said to me, "So I hear you're the next guy." I said, "Yes, sir, that's why I'm here, and I hope you'll agree when this meeting's over that I am the next guy." And he said, "Are you gonna fight for us?" And I, to this day, will always remember Mr. Acker leaning over and saying to me, "Are you gonna fight for me?" What was he talking about? He was talking about free enterprise. He was talking about doing the right thing. He was talking about being the best of the best. That's who we represent. That's what ABC stands for. And that's why I stand behind our two selections this year. So congratulations to you, Mr. Early, and congratulations to the Acker family. You are the cornerstones of Alabama's construction industry.
Accepting an Excellence in Construction Award. Building and Earth Sciences Incorporated.
The project we were involved with is called the NASA SLS, or Space Launch System Test Stands Complex. And our firm was specifically hired to be involved with the geotechnical engineering, materials testing, quality control services, and inspections for the project.
Basically, the intent of this project is to allow NASA to do vibration testing on a couple of the components of the new space launch system, which will allow them to put people into space in a couple of years. The key element, I think, in the project was the people, not only our team, but the various people from the general contractor and the subcontractors involved. I think that we kept open lines of communication. Given the number of changes on the project, that was very important, that everybody stayed in communications, that literally we were on the same page as the project progressed.
You know, Building Neurosciences has done work all over the country, and we've done some very, very complex projects. But this project was really special from a historical point of view, certainly. And I remember the day of the topping out party when the NASA representative talked to all of us about the significance of the project and what an important part of the overall process to get them back up and flying was. And I remember him distinctly saying, you know, one day, maybe 10 years down the road, maybe 15 years down the road, we'll obviously go back to the moon, but one day, mankind's gonna step on Mars. And in that moment, maybe you guys have your kids on your lap and you'll be able to watch that guy or gal step on Mars and think, we had a small part of that. And that really drove our desire to do the best possible job that we could to make sure that the project was a success, because we realized that all the little things added up to success for this project in total, and that if the project was going to go well, it depended on all of us to work together as a team.
Here tonight, accepting multiple awards, Adkins and Kimbrough Mechanical.
The BioCrest job was a difficult job because the building we were demoing partially was an existing building. There had to be new structures added. We put 26 systems on the roof, and that part of it was difficult, but we worked through it because of the way that Robbins Morton coordinated the job. Our HVAC, plumbing, and lab work went in, and the job came in under budget, and it was a good project.
The BioCrest project came together very smoothly. I appreciate all the trades working together and assisting each other in completing each portion of the job in a timely manner and a safe manner.
We bought equipment from the other building that the people owned at that time and kept the lab running 24/7 of the complete construction time.
Cobb Elementary School came together. It was more difficult than most jobs because of the addition being added to an existing facility. It took a whole lot of coordination between the general contractor and each of the trades to get this project moving forward and to keep it moving in a smooth flow.
The Cava Valley School was a good job. It was a hard job to do because of the existing buildings and the tie-ins, but it came together well. We were able, through our BIM drawings and coordination, to make the job work out, and it helped everybody on the site.
The school, Cava Valley Elementary School, is a school that's been open for quite a while, and they're expanding. The additional space added to the building allowed the school to be used for future growth.
Receiving an award tonight, Cooper Construction.
The FedEx Ground Wilmington, North Carolina project was a 213,000 square foot warehouse distribution facility for FedEx. The project was based in New Hanover County. Cooper Construction was the design build contractor on the job. This project had several aspects that were unique for the company. This is the first project in our history that's received this much rain over this short of a period of time. It resulted in us having to export over 100,000 cubic yards of muck material and bring in structural fill for areas such as the building pad, the parking lot, things of that nature. We also had 889 driven piles on the project. This is the first project Cooper's done that had driven piles. All these were 25 to 35 foot in length, and due to the nature of the site and the horrible soils that we had to contend with. All these piles had to be restruck, so we kind of got the worst possible scenario for our first pile project, and we were able to work through it and push through to deliver the project on time.
Chemtech was a project that we started in 2015. It was for a local automotive manufacturer out in Pinson, Alabama. We were hired to do construction management services on a $15 million project. It was a new facility on their current campus, and it was started in October and will be completed this November.
A key element for success on this project was definitely communication. Between ourselves, the developer, and FedEx Ground, we were able to come up with cost-effective solutions for all the issues that came up on the project to be able to finish ahead of schedule and deliver a great product.
This was a unique project for Cooper Construction because of the aggressive schedule and the addition of the drill piers at the front of the project that made the project go longer, but we finished the project on time for the owner.
This award is important to Cooper Construction due to the fact that it shows the effort that we put into the job. It shows the issues that we worked through, and it shows that we were able to come up with effective solutions for the developer and the tenant, that we were able to build the project on time and on budget.
Accepting an Excellence in Construction Award. Doster Construction.
Project is the Health South Franklin Rehab and Physical Therapy. It's in Franklin, Tennessee. Doster Construction is the general contractor, or was the general contractor on the project. We oversaw the project, oversaw the subs, managed the subs, communicated directly with the owner and architect, and managed it to completion. So.
This job was very unique, and it started with the site. We encountered rock. We had to drill, blast. You know, the first 90 days of the job sort of dictated a lot of the way we had to do things, changing our schedules to get the job going. The team was the best element of success for this, and when I say that, Health South, the architect, and the team that we brought to the table, we all worked well together to make this a success.
I think just the recognition you get for doing a good job, it's not always there. You finish the job and then you kind of move on to the next one, and it's like a couple of years later you forget about it, and it's good to just have that kind of cemented in, that here it is, it'll always be in this trophy case, and you'll always have some kind of memory of the job and that how good of a job you guys did and the recognition for the work you did, because it is hard work, and just to get any kind of recognition is nice.
You know, this award represents what we do, you know, and being the elite in what we do is what we strive for every day, and this is just a good reward that you get back for doing a good job and turning out a good product.
Accepting multiple awards. Robbins and Morton.
The Grand Bohemian Hotel was a new boutique type hotel for the Birmingham area, developed by a company called the Kessler Group out of Orlando. And we were the general contractor on the project and provided all the pre-construction planning for it. The project really came together overall because of the team effort of the entire design, client, contractor group. As I said, it was a complex project. There were many, many changes throughout the job, but I will tell you, there was a schedule date that had to be met. And when you have a hotel that's got to have heads on the beds on a certain date, you have to make that. So we made the schedule on the project through teamwork, collaboration, and everybody working together to make that happen.
Robbins and Morton acted as the general contractor for this project. It's an IPD project in Cherokee, North Carolina for the Eastern Band of the Cherokee Indians. What made Robbins and Morton a match for this project is the people. He was looking for the right team. We went through interviews just like our competitors. The architects went through interviews. And what Casey Cooper was looking for, the CEO, he was looking for a team that would match with his people and his style. and deliver the project they're looking for. Schedule was not the most important. Of course, they have a budget like every owner does, but it's more important for them to have input on their project. This is going to last them for 30, 40 years. And they were looking for a team to come in and see their vision and deliver a project, a quality project that would last them 30, 40, 50 years.
Receiving an award tonight, Wyatt General Contractor.
This project was the Vestavia Hills High School concession and press box. Our role in it was the general contractor for both the press box and the concession stand and all of the other entities that go along with it.
Wyatt General Contractor was a good match for this project. We were able to work closely with the board members and the faculty and the administration at the school itself. We were in very close proximity to the parents and the students. Actually, when the parents were dropping off students, they were driving within 10 feet of the new construction. So Wyatt had a lot of experience in those areas, working closely with them.
The key elements that caused this project to be successful was the attention paid to the budget control, to the quality, and to the safety of it, along with the schedule that we had to follow to meet the criteria of the football games.
This is a great award for Wyatt General Contractors. It's at a time when our company made some changes. We had lost our president during this job. So for us to be able to pick up the pieces from that, going through the turmoil of that time, it's good to show that we went ahead and completed the project, you know, kind of in memory of John. Plus, it shows that we didn't quit. We came together and made it happen.
This award in 2016 is one of the most meaningful that we have won over the years. And we have participated in these awards for quite some time. But this award was this project was the last project that was done with my son that was involved that got killed last year. So he was the president and he was very, very involved with this project.
Here tonight, accepting multiple awards, B.L. Harbert International.
The project we're talking about is the Ole Miss Pavilion project at the University of Mississippi, or better known as Ole Miss. Our role in the project was general contractor.
The project was a 4,000 square foot addition for Mitchell's Place, which is a center that serves kids on the autistic spectrum. And our company's role in the project was constructing the building, was doing the addition.
Overall, it was a huge success for us as a company. It was one of those capstone projects that we don't get to do very often, that's on such a big stage, being an SEC campus, a sports venue, brand new from the ground up. So overall, it was a huge success for us.
This project was unique because it actually went as well as any project could possibly have gone. We had a great team. We had a great design team. The owner was wonderful to work with. Throughout the project, it really went as smoothly as possibly could. We stayed, we had a tight schedule we had to stick to, and a tight budget since they're a nonprofit organization, and we were able to deliver the project under budget and 2 weeks ahead of schedule.
This award is important to us as a company because it's recognition and being recognized for all the hard work that we put in and day out on the job. There's a lot of blood, sweat, and tears that go into construction sites every day. And the project teams, you know, they feel that pressure every day. And, you know, being successful in the end, when we complete a job on time, within budget, and it's completed safely, is all important. So whenever we receive an award like this, it's just, it's icing on the cake for being recognized and everybody getting to stand back and really be proud of what we've accomplished.
Receiving an award tonight, Hard Contracting.
it was a large industrial project right outside of Knoxville, Tennessee, where they were going into an existing 100-year-old facility and installing 2 new equipment lines. Our role in the project was a prime subcontractor working directly for the owner, in which we were responsible for all of the civil work on the project, which involved the excavation shoring, all the backfill work, the deep foundations. We were responsible for all of the concrete construction of the equipment foundations, and then all of the underground utility work, which was the electrical work, and the site utility work, storm sewer, plumbing, and that sanitary, that kind of thing.
This project, which was a heavy industrial project up in Tennessee, took place on in an existing facility, brownfield site, which creates all kind of unique challenges in and of itself. Not only being on a brownfield site, you know, the timing of the job was such that it took place in the winter time, which happened to be one of the worst winters in Tennessee history. And when you're doing concrete work, cold weather presents a number of challenges.
As we got started on very schematic drawings, we had the manufacturer had signed a contract with a large automotive manufacturer. They had to deliver product on a specific date. So any challenges that came up, particularly because of the going into a plant that was 100 years old and there were a lot of unforeseen circumstances, we just had to overcome all those challenges and still finish the project on time.
Well, we're proud of what we've done, what we did up there, and you know, this is a big part of kind of continuing to get our name out there. If we can deliver on this, we can deliver on anything. So we want people to know about it and see what we've done, what we can do.
Accepting multiple awards tonight. Hoare Construction.
The Brock School of Business was a new campus facility for Samford University. We were selected as a general contractor to manage them throughout the whole process, from pre-construction through the final construction of the building. Overall, I mean, it was a good project. It was challenging. You can't work right there in the middle of a campus that's that dense and complex without having a few challenges throughout. So we really struggled at times with overcoming some weather. But our team rallied, and we had a good group of trade partners working with us. Having that whole team working there to support the client and get the job done really made it a successful project for us.
The project's name is Liberty Center, and Hoare was a primary general contractor on this project. The project overall was a $1.1 million high-end mixed-use facility, and it had the typical retail, multifamily, hotel venues in it. But also it was designed by people with a Disney background. And so it has some very unique elements in it, such as 35,000 square feet of stormwater retention below the parking decks and a 75,000 square foot elevated green roof above operating retail space. So our company served as the overall, the primary general contractor on the job.
The key element that really led this project to be a success for us was our team's ability to really function as a team. We had a good owner, a good architect, our superintendents, project managers, everybody really came together with the trades in the field to make sure that this was a success. I mean, there was tough parts and tough times, but all in all, they worked as one team with one goal, and that's why we were successful.
Receiving an award tonight, Southern Carpet.
The project was the new Math and Science building at Calhoun Community College. My specific role was simply to let the good people that we have do the good job that they do. Chad Reagan did a great job running this project, and the field superintendent and the people working on the job did a great job for us.
What made Southern Carpet and Hardwood and Tile a good match for this project is just the challenge of the project. For instance, there was large porcelain panels that we had to install 30 feet high in the atrium. which required a lot of expertise to do that and to do it correctly. And I think we're successful in doing that.
Well, the project came together overall because of the great supervision we had from our team on the project. As far as getting the materials in, had pre-construction meetings with the project managers and the owners, and making sure we had all the materials in on time, and the schedule was met, even though it was a challenge. But we did what we had to do, and it was a great project.
The people that really deserve credit for going above and beyond on this project would have to be our installation crews and our job foremen, who were willing and able to work after hours, work on weekends, to keep up with the schedule and keep the job on track.
Yeah, the key element to any successful project is people you got working on the project. They've got to have the experience, the training, the know-how to get it done right. And we had that on this one, as we feel like, you know, that's something we pride ourselves on. And and it was all about people. Everything's about the people, and how you train them, and how they go about doing their job.
Accepting an Excellence in Construction Award, Cadell Construction.
The project was a UAV hangar and runway at Camp McCall in North Carolina. We were the GC. This was a design build project, so that we had the architect up underneath us as well. This project was unique in that we were working adjacent to 2 active runways. 24 hours a day, at least one of those runways had to be accessible and usable by the Army. Constant coordination with the airfield manager and our staff and the Corps staff was paramount to keeping us going and to keeping the Army moving forward with their mission. Our company was a good match for this project because we have done successful projects at both Camp McCall and in the Fort Bragg area in the past. We've had a long history of success within the Corps Savannah District Office within North Carolina. We've got great project teams that know the area, know the subcontractors in that area, and that repetition, working with the same group and getting to know each other, knowing each other's needs, desires, as well as our shortcomings and where we need to help each other along the way, enables us to put together great project teams to pull off fantastic projects and results. We really need to thank the Corps of Engineers Savannah District and Fort Bragg resident offices for all the support that they gave us in coordinating the various government agencies that were involved in what we did, as well as the post folks and the end user. Without their help to coordinate all the various interests and sometimes conflicting interests these folks had, we never could have gotten this project turned in on time.
Receiving multiple awards tonight, Dunn Building Company.
The Marx Brothers project is an addition to the existing Marx Brothers coconut distribution facility right around the corner here, downtown Birmingham. And we were selected as the general contractor to construct the work.
Our second project was the Truck Works new construction in Montgomery, Alabama. It's a pre-engineered metal building, again also with a concrete foundation which we self-perform. It did have a metal sheeted skin on the exterior as well. We did do the, also in charge of the mechanical, electrical, plumbing as it goes throughout the entire project, and it was a turnkey job for Dunn.
The Marx Brothers project was a very complicated project for its size, in that it's going on a tight urban site that had a lot of challenges below the ground, and what we had to squeeze onto the site. We had a lot of utility challenges. There was also some architectural challenges because it's in the design review district in Birmingham, and it's very important to the owner that it be more than exceed the architectural requirements of the design review committee.
Marx Brothers it's a great downtown Birmingham guys that have been around forever, right behind Sloss Furnace, great location, right beside Dunn's office, something that's, you know, high visibility that we certainly want to be a part of. A great company in Birmingham to work with. So I think for Alabama and the ABC Excellence, this was a good high-profile job, which also I think is a really good-looking building with the tilt-up walls, the masonry work on the outside. It adds to that industrial look of downtown Birmingham.
Here tonight accepting an award, Selective Masonry.
The project was Sewell Thomas Baseball Stadium on the University of Alabama's campus. Selective Masonry was a perfect match for this project. All of the masonry was very detailed, and you also had a very aggressive schedule. In addition to that, you had a lot of structural masonry arches on this project. We bring a lot of expertise to projects like this, and that's why we thought we were a perfect fit.
Overall, I think this project came together quite well. You know, we were dealing with an existing structure, so there's always issues that come up when you're dealing with projects like this, but overall it came together well.
Without question, one of the key elements to the success of this project was the prefabrication of the masonry structural arches. We developed a plan and presented it to the design team, the architect, the structural engineer, and the University of Alabama for approval. Once we got that approval, we built the structural arches here at our office, having the inspection agency come out for inspections and testing. Once the arches were completed, we delivered them to the job site, flew them into place as the backup structural wall got to that elevation. This was a key element to the success of this project because it saved 3 to 4 months off of the masonry duration of the project.
You know, we don't scare away from the more difficult projects. This project having true masonry arches, 6 of which we built here at our office, made the project difficult, and that's what we enjoy. That's what we look for. We like the difficult projects.
Accepting an Excellence in Construction Award, Jesco Incorporated.
The project is a 50,000 square foot paint facility for Mass Aviation in Mobile, Alabama at the Airbus complex. We had the overall design build responsibility of the project, utilizing our self-performance capabilities in concrete, structural steel, fabrication, and the mechanical and electrical portions of the project.
It came together quite well. The structural steel was the first big component that we had to get constructed, and our fabrication unit out of Tupelo fabricated all the steel. It was a clear span structure, 175 foot wide clear span, and we had these trusses that had to be fabricated and brought on site. And then just the ventilation system as a whole, with air supply, air return, humidity controls, because it is a paint facility. You had all different types of requirements you had to meet to paint the plane per Airbus spec.
It was a challenge from the beginning. We had to learn their process first of all. We had to understand what was important to them, and we did that in the early stages of the design. And the work developed rapidly. It was unique in a way that we formed our company over 75-year anniversary this year by building industrial design build projects. This is the first aircraft painting facility that we've done. We've been associated through other projects with paint facilities, but this was the first time with an aircraft painting facility. And so the level of technology is high. The level of expectations are high, and we brought a lot to the table. We felt like we were the company to do that for them by forming a partnership and getting things done.
Receiving multiple awards tonight, C.S. Beatty Construction.
The Ponderosa Rescue Ranch is a 52-acre horse farm that will take care of abused and neglected horses. We were asked to come in and build a building pad for barns, paddock areas, another house that's going to be out there for this facility. We did all the site work and grading. This particular project had over 30 sinkholes that had to be remediated with steel and concrete. They also wanted a lake. So there's a 3-acre lake, but due to the sinkholes, we had to use some very neat, I guess, construction methods to do this. So we had to find some on-site clay material as a liner. We also added a 60 mil poly liner to this lake as well to hold the water, so that they now have a 3-acre lake that won't leak due to the sinkholes.
This project is the Mercedes West Entrance Phase 2 civil grading. We were a general contractor for Mercedes and we're direct contracted with the Mercedes-Benz of America. The key element to success of the project for Mercedes was a great group of craft workers, great subcontractors. We had great engineers, support staff that made this a successful project. Well, the ABC Excellence in Construction Award is very important to us. It shows our attention to detail, our attention to safety and quality within the industry. This was a very complex project in the market, so it was very good to be a part of it and to be successful on it as well.
Here tonight, accepting an award, Stuart Perry Company.
The Lyric project was very, very unique for downtown Birmingham and very unique for our company. Our role as a construction manager on the project allowed us to get in on the onset early on during planning and the investigative stages on how to restore the theater. We were brought on at that time to begin facilitating with the other design teams as well as the other historical teams to best figure out how this beautiful theater could be brought back to its original glory.
The overall success of the Lyric project was quite simply the people involved. We had a great group of people, both as the owners, support here at the office, and the contractors, the team of contractors that Bruce was able to assemble. That was it in a nutshell.
This project was very important to our company because it would be important to any company. How many times do you get to restore a vaudeville theater that's 101 years old? Not many. And as I mentioned earlier, there are get-to projects and got-to projects, and this was a get-to project. This was a good project. It was a fun project. Every day we learned new things. Every day we had to put on our thinking caps and say, how are we going to get around this? How do you put large duct work into a building that was never designed for duct work, that has masonry walls that are 3 feet thick? These are challenges, but they're challenges that are fun. You collectively sit around the table and go through these things and come up with solutions. And as I said, we had a great team. It was a very, very communal environment in terms of our thinking and how we approach the project, and overall, very, very good.
Receiving multiple awards tonight, Marathon Electrical Contractors.
The project, a 85,000 square foot hospital. It's a 30-bed facility, 3 state-of-the-art operating rooms. We're the electrical contractor. We handled, of course, all the electrical work, the intercommunications on the project. We brought in our pre-construction department. We helped with the design development of the project. It was unique in that in a 3-phase thing, the pre-construction, the prefabrication, and then our new department, the impact, in which we take a project and we divide it up into many little parts so that we can track it easily and effectively as it's going along, instead of just saying, we have 1 year to get done. No, we have 1 week to do this job, 1 week to do that job. And it helps to regulate the material, the manpower, and the costs. It also helps us maintain the schedule along with the general contractor.
The name of the project is JB Processing.
We were the electrical contractor for the owner. Again, the key element to this project was our BIM processes and being able to model each phase of the project and being able to foresee any conflicts with other utilities, both underground and above. And it allowed our field guys to coordinate exactly which ones would install first and where they should go exactly. It was unique in the fact that we were dealing with overseas manufacturers who did things a little bit differently than we normally do. The information that we got a lot of times had to be translated into terms or units that we normally install by. And there was a little bit of a communication barrier that we had to overcome to make sure that we understood exactly what they needed when they came to install their equipment.
Here tonight, accepting an award, Dunn Construction.
This project was for the Department of Transportation, and it was intersection and interchange improvements to Edwards Lake Road and Highway 11 in Trussville.
The project went very well. We faced a difficult time frame, 75 working days for this project. The project started in August of 2015. Basically, our deadline we were shooting for was to be finished by the time of shopping season or Black Friday, the Friday after Thanksgiving. We did complete the project in that time frame and had it in its final configuration as far as the striping and the signalization so that it was open for traffic for that shopping day.
We knew going in what the schedule would be, and so we knew the start date and we knew what the completion date required would be, and so we knew it required a lot of planning. We knew that we would have to put our best people on the project and that it would be difficult to achieve their schedule, and so from the outset we made it a priority for our company, and our people executed that plan very well.
This was a good fit for Dunn Construction because of the logistics of dealing with the traveling public, keeping it open to traffic. These are the type projects that we really sink our teeth into. We put a lot of forethought in as far as our estimating goes, the crews, schedules, durations with subcontractors, concurrent work amongst subcontractors. It's the really challenging jobs that we like to take on.
Receiving multiple awards, Brasfield and Gorey.
The Marine Air Support Complex in Cherry Point, North Carolina was awarded to the joint venture of Mitchell Industrial Contractors and Brasfield and Gorey because our proposal graded the highest based upon relevant experience, past performance, safety record, and proposed project price. Execution of the project was very successful as the project team worked together, leading the Marines and the design team to overcome a project that lost 137 days due to 13 feet of rain during the project. It was delivered on time and under budget to the Marines, allowing them to complete their mission ahead of schedule. The success of the Cherry Point project cannot really be attributed to one single individual. It was only through the efforts of a unified, cohesive team that all trusted each other, that remained focused on problem solving and exceeding the expectations of the Marine Corps, that the project was ultimately a success.
So the Spring Valley Medical Center project for us was an addition and renovation to Spring Valley Medical Center in Las Vegas, Nevada. The owner, client, was Universal Health Services, who is out of Pennsylvania. We've done numerous projects with them over the years, and our role was the lead contractor on the project. It was an integrated project delivery, so we had multiple trade partners who signed an integrated agreement, which is a unique product type. And so it was our first project in the state of Nevada, so going into that new market was a challenge for us. This award is important to us as Brasfield and Gorey being part of the construction industry just because it's nice to be recognized as an award winner. It's gratifying to know that your hard work pays off.
Accepting an Excellence in Construction Award, Block USA.
This award is significant because Sewell Thomas Baseball Stadium is one of the top collegiate baseball fields in the country, and I think it recognizes that, and it also recognizes all the hard work that went into the project itself, between the mason, you know, the general contractor, all the suppliers, and I think it just recognizes the excellence that went into this project. Block USA was a good match, again, because of, you know, going back to relationships. I think Block USA and Selective Masonry have a great relationship together. Chris Wade and Jonathan Watts have a good relationship, and then myself going to the job sites on a daily basis or interacting with the superintendents on a daily basis. I think, you know, just relationships is what made it a good match for the both of us.
This award is important to myself and Block USA because of what we supplied to the project, and just being recognized for the work that we do, and you know, it's an honor to be recognized by ABC.
One of the biggest keys to completion in this project was scheduling deliveries. You know, there were over 100 trucks delivered to the project from Block USA to Selective, and I think getting the trucks in, getting them unloaded, when you're talking about 100 trucks, you could, you know, that's hours, days worth of time unloading the trucks, and I think that was a key success to the project on getting them scheduled and unloaded in a timely fashion. I think Block USA as a whole should be recognized for the success on this project. I think from answering the phones on the dispatch level to outside sales, going to the job site, putting out the daily fires, you know, all the way to the sales manager on scheduling trucks, you know, moving things around just to make the job a full success.
So congratulations to all our winners, and what a phenomenal presentation that was just played before you. Excellence in construction, that's why we're here, right? I promise you, there is not another state or another ABC chapter that has the construction delivery teams that have just been played before you here this evening. I travel from state to state, I speak to some other chapters, I visit all my colleagues once a year, and I'm telling you guys, every single visit, it always comes back to Alabama. What is it you guys are doing down there? Why do you have that $200 million company? Or how in the world did that company just finish a project in Dubai or South Africa? It's because ABC, we are the best. ABC of Alabama is known around the world for being the state to go to when you have a complex project, when safety truly matters to your client, when you've got to do something that's not just normal, it's above, it's beyond. Well, it's Alabama. So to the ABC of Alabama members that were celebrated here tonight, from the bottom of my heart, I sincerely thank you and appreciate you for caring about our banquet, for caring about your people, and for entering excellence in construction. Because as I said before, there is not another chapter that can shine our shoes when it comes to delivering commercial projects on time, within budget, and doing it the right way and taking care of the client. That's our members. And to the rest of you here tonight, I appreciate you being a member. Without this ABC family, none of this would be possible. Without my team, every staff member at ABC, and I tell you guys this quite often, if you think you've got a group that gets up and goes to bed concerned about the commercial construction industry and what we can do to better the industry, if you think that of your staff, then you're spot on, because I can tell you, I'm there. A lot of times they're there before me. We care and we want to do what's right and what's best for you, the member. So we appreciate you being a part of the family. We encourage you to find a way to get active next year, and we encourage you to continue to support this association, because this association is moving the needle for your company.
The Associated Builders and Contractors are strong advocates for employee rights. We have a responsibility to ensure fair wages, safe working conditions, just compensation, and to oppose actions that could jeopardize these rights. We also have a responsibility to build a sustainable workforce by providing opportunities for continual training and development. We decided to do our part by creating an agenda that embraces craft training to develop critical skills and provide technical training in younger generations, giving them the opportunity to succeed and ensuring our industry's future.
I think the development of craft workers for the construction industry of Alabama is critical to our future success in the state. Training young people now to get into a craft is a challenge because they see other career things they can do. You know, hard work sometimes out in the field is not a popular way to make a living. But I think the training we're doing with the Academy is going to be an example of how beneficial that is to craft development in the state.
The goal of the Craft Training Academy is to provide opportunities for students to find their career path based on their interests and, most importantly, what they know. In past years, they were unable to do this because they didn't have exposure or opportunity to explore careers. This is truly a private-public partnership. We all have skin in the game. We all have financial investment. So together, we're going to be successful in this endeavor.
Well, the benefits of having this training academy is so that the kids are actually being trained by industry, for industry. Education is here to keep the structure and to keep the curriculum in check and to get the grades, but industry is driving the curriculum, they're driving what's being taught here. And so industry now has the lead on the instruction side of things. So that's the biggest thing that I think is helping.
After making a construction paycheck for like 55 years, and no, I'm not old, very young, I have seen our industry grow and the people grow, and the one thing that I'm the most pleased about is the groceries we put on the table for our families. That's huge. So in doing that, we want to continue with this enterprise, this first time effort ever by the ABC here in the state of Alabama. We believe it's worth all the effort. We're trying to set it up for success. And if it were not for Todd Walker of the ABC, Dr. Philip Cleveland, Interim Superintendent of Education for the state of Alabama, wouldn't be here. You've got to go down at the end of the day to the energy of the people that made it happen. And those two people are kind of the root stock of this enterprise. And we are most grateful for that and look forward to making them proud.
When my parents were in school and when I was in school, there were craft training options available at our school. I have 3 teenagers now. There's no option at their current high school. The industry now owes it to those children that don't necessarily want to go to college or need to go to college to give them another option. By creating craft training options through our industry network, such as ABC, we give those kids the ability to choose a career and develop that career that can feed their families for years to come.
I would ask them a few questions. I'd ask them, are they motivated by challenges? Are they motivated by self-worth? Are they motivated by being able to be part of a high-tech industry? Are they motivated by money? Are they motivated by becoming something, by seeing their results every day, by seeing accomplishment? Because that's what this industry gives you. I say several times and several people that this job, this industry can be the best job on a day and it can be the absolute worst job on a day. But what it does give you, it gives you a challenge every day. It's nothing mundane, nothing commonplace about it. It changes. It doesn't change by the day, it changes by the hour almost. And so I feel like a young person that wants that in their life, this is a perfect opportunity for them.
I want to be a welder and I'm going to be a welder.
The Academy of Craft Training means that I have the opportunity to learn something new that my other school doesn't offer.
The Academy simulates a real job and it gives you actual rules and regulations you must follow in the real world.
It prepared me for the future because right now it's teaching me HVAC, and that's what I want to go and do in the future. And as I do that, I have an opportunity to possibly get a job.
The Academy of Craft Training has prepared me for the future by giving me hands-on experience, telling me what to expect out there, giving me proper safety training, and just getting me ready.
Academy of Craft Training is a unique opportunity for young men and women. They can come here for 1 year to 2 years and leave with a job paying anywhere from $15 to $25 an hour starting pay, depending on your skill level and the trade you're in. I don't know of anywhere else in the world that you have an opportunity like that within a 2-year period that you can make that kind of money. So I think it's the most unique opportunity for young people in this area that I've seen in all my 42 years in the business.
Just today, we had over 40 industry partners in the field of construction to come and to tour our campus and to see what the Academy is about. And what they said, one of their main concerns is, hey, can we come in and see the kids as soon as possible? And we're saying, of course you can, because this is the type of student, or type of employee rather, they're looking for. That's ready, to have the soft skills and that are getting the training that they need. So we have those partnerships for a reason, and we want them to come in and get these employees as soon as possible.